Welcome everyone to the 2017 La Loma Open. You're watching Jake Bredenbeck and Javier Mar in the first quarterfinal. Let's get that scoreboard in. Soft touch from Javier Mar makes it a quick 3-0 lead for Javier Mar. Good start for Mar. Javier Mar is a member of the Mexican national team. He played in singles at the 2016 Pan American Racquetball Championships. Excuse me, 2017. That was earlier this year in April. That makes him currently the #1 player in Mexico. Jake Bredenbeck currently #6 on the WRT. He won his 4th WRT title last weekend at the WRT Lifetime Denver Open. And he's the only American present this weekend. Score is still 4-0. Bit of a slow start for Jake Bredenbeck. He is nursing a bit of an injury in his leg. Still brought him all the way up through the quarterfinals. He got injured last week at an exhibition. 6-0 for Javier Mar. One serving 7. Wow, quite a winner from Jake Bredenbeck. This is a highly anticipated match between two of the heavier hitters. We have Jake Bredenbeck from USA against Javier Mar from Mexico. Two top national players as well. Both play for their respective countries. Another point for Bredenbeck. It's 4-7 in game one. This is only the first of our quarterfinals here from La Loma Open in San Luis Potosí, Mexico. Coming up next, we have Gerardo Franco and Christian Longoria. That will be a rematch of the 18 and under Junior Mexican National Championships, where Franco dethroned Christian Longoria this year to become the current champion. I think we have to recognize Mar and his fair play. We just saw him in that previous rally calling the two bounces on himself. And that's something that we pride ourselves on the WRT is fair play and integrity. So we appreciate that from Mar and the next generation of racquetballers. Nice hands from Mar. It's at least the second kind of off-speed shot that we've seen from him too. 9-5. We're seeing a lot of control from Mar. We see him with a bit of a soft game and a hard game. Of course, we'd expect that from the #1 player in Mexico. We love to see him out on the WRT shaking things up in the draw. This is Javier Mar's last semester at university, so we hope to see more of him on the tour. We recently had a couple new players that have finished up with school and are dedicating themselves now full-time, like Jose Diaz. We saw him last weekend at the Denver Open. Rodrigo Montoya, #1 on the WRT, is currently still in school, so that sort of plagues him with getting to events here and there as school's about to kick back up again. Beautiful shot from Mar. Puts him back in control. Looks like Bredenbeck calling a timeout. We'll be back in just a moment with more from the WRT in San Luis Potosí. We're back at the quarterfinals. Jake Bredenbeck with an equipment timeout, just to clarify. He had a loose wrist string, so he had to come up and fix that. So that does not count as him using one of his timeouts. Mar stayed on the court the whole time, as those are the rules of an equipment timeout. The WRT does play by the International Racquetball Federation rules. You can get those at internationalracquetball.com. It's 12-5, Mar serving. Error from Bredenbeck, another point for Mar. Seems a little bit like Bredenbeck is beating himself, although Mar has great control. We talked about his soft and hard game in this match so far. Now the club at La Loma Centro Deportivo, where the racquetball courts are located, is interesting. It feels like an indoor-outdoor facility. There's a lot of open light coming in on the top, so you'll be noticing that on our cameras as the light keeps changing. It is 4:21 here in Central Time, San Luis Potosí, Mexico. What a crack from Bredenbeck for a point. 7-13. Good hands from Bredenbeck. That's going to bring it to 8-13. What a way to start off our quarterfinals. Power versus power, USA versus Mexico here at the La Loma Open. Nice pickup from Mar. Nine serving 13. It looks like that bit of a break for Bredenbeck did something good for his mental. He's able to come back and score 4 points to make it 9-13 in game one. Beautiful backhand from Bredenbeck for a point. Or no, that was a side out, excuse me. It's 9-13. Great reaction from Mar. Broken ball. We are at La Loma Centro Deportivo, which features 8 racquetball courts. And we're happy to be here for the 3rd time in San Luis Potosí. Previously in 2014, Polo Gutierrez was the champion. And in 2015, David Bobby Horn defeated Jake Bredenbeck for his first ever title. And we're back for a 3rd time to see who will be crowned the 3rd champion at La Loma Centro Deportivo. What a get from Mar. Nice play from Bredenbeck. Great effort from Javier Mar, getting some love from the crowd. Javier Mar is from Chihuahua, Mexico. Looks like he's going to take a timeout. We'll be back in just a few moments with more as things are heating up here at La Loma. We're back at the 2017 La Loma Open in San Luis Potosí, Mexico. This is our first quarterfinal of the day. So stick with us, folks, because there's 3 more coming up. We have Gerardo Franco and Christian Longoria coming up next. That'll be a rematch of the 18 and under Junior Mexican National Championship from earlier this year. Then we have Andre Perea versus Eric Garcia, and Edson Martinez against #1 Rodrigo Montoya. Some amazing matchups here. We hope you're enjoying them. Watch it on Facebook Live, Gearbox Sports, and World Racquetball Tour, and share it with your friends. Another point for Bredenbeck, an error from Mar. Timeout not going the way he wants it to. It's going to bring it up to 11-13 in game one. Nice effort from Mar. Getting some cheers from the crowd. Shout out to Alvaro Olade watching from Salt Lake City. He came out to the exhibition that we were at last weekend. Sorry, that was last Monday. There's been back-to-back events here on the WRT nonstop racquetball. We hope you're all enjoying it. That ties it up 13-13. Slow start for Bredenbeck. Similar to how he looked last weekend against Montoya in the final, but now he's tied it up. Oh, and he skips it. Nice kill from Mar. Game point numero uno for Javier Mar. Great get from Mar. Oh, Jake putting some extra power on that ball. Ties it up 14-14. What a twist for game one of our first quarterfinal. Bredenbeck's first game point. Nice Z serve. Good return for Mar. Oh, just short of getting to it. Now that's where we're seeing Jake's injury a little bit in his leg. He tries to go for it. He's not supposed to be diving either after he's been recovering from a torn labrum in his right shoulder. Pretty sure his teammates are happy he didn't go for the dive there. Another opportunity now for Bredenbeck. Great return from Javier Mar to keep himself in game one. Third game point now for Javier Mar. Looks back at Edson Martinez, who's cheering him on from the sidelines, another quarterfinalist here this weekend. There it is. Javier Mar closes out game one, 15-14 in a tough battle against Jake Bredenbeck. We'll be back after a short break with game two. Don't go anywhere. We're back at the 2017 La Loma Open in San Luis Potosí, Mexico. We just witnessed quite a game one. Javier Mar winning 15-14. Jake Bredenbeck digging himself out of a hole, coming back to earn 14 points. We saw a bit of a start like that last weekend from Jake Bredenbeck when he played Rodrigo Montoya in the finals, and had quite an epic comeback from -1 after he got a technical, -110, comes back to win and then takes the championship. So, as you folks know, anything can happen here on the World Racquetball Tour. It's game two. Jake, when he came off the court, was doing a little self-talk about the opportunities that he missed to close out the match. So let's see if he takes some of that energy now into game two. Good serve. Mar making that shot look so easy. Mar just starting out in control again in game 2. Good hands from Mar. Solid play from Mar, great reactions. Sticks that racket out and gets to it. Great reach. A little too wide for Mar. Now, I don't show in the history here on ProRacquetballStats.com that Mar and Bredenbeck have ever matched up before. So I think a lot of people were looking forward to this matchup. Mar, so smooth right now. I love his attitude on the court, too. Even when he's down, he doesn't seem to lose his cool. And he looks really in control right now. I think we're really starting to see the effects of Jake's leg that seems to have been bothering him after the exhibition last week. That ball is down. Props to Mar for calling that. Score is 8-2. Big bomb from Bredenbeck. Gets to that. Definitely hard for Bredenbeck. Visibly harder for him to be moving around the court. Nice pass from Bredenbeck. You got to give props to Jake Bredenbeck for never letting down. He has that injury in his right quad right now. He's just gotten back from a torn labrum in his right shoulder, of which he had been playing for about 3 or 4 months with his left arm just to stay in the sport and keep himself fresh. Another bomb, nice kill from Bredenbeck. Beautiful down the line from Bredenbeck for a point. Makes it 4-8. Killer serve makes it 5. First ace of the day. Two aces in a row from Bredenbeck. Just cranking out some incredible serving to close that gap. Makes it 7-8 in game 2, forcing Javier Mar to call a timeout after those 3 killer serves. We'll be back in just a few moments with more of the La Loma Open. Looks like Mar broke that momentum from Bredenbeck serving. It's tied up 8-8. Nice touch from Bredenbeck. Puts him in the lead now for the first time in game 2. Look at these guys just reaching. Great touch from Mar. He's got to keep that ball at least 2 steps away from Bredenbeck and sort of a play up Bredenbeck's injury, because Bredenbeck has such a long reach. He's getting to a lot of balls and doing a great job not overstraining that leg. But it's definitely giving him some trouble. He's fighting through it. Nine serving 8. Second serve. 10-10. Look at a replay. Bredenbeck just drying off that ball. A little wet after hitting Marsh square in the back. Jake disappointed. He's not able to capitalize on those opportunities. A little too high, and Mar puts it away and takes the lead again, 11-10. Nice shot from Mar. 38 feet winner. Bredenbeck takes a timeout as Mar leads in game 2, 12-10. We'll be back in just a few minutes with more from the World Racquetball Tour. We're back in the quarterfinals of the 2017 La Loma Open. I'm Loma McCormick with the World Racquetball Tour, and we're watching Javier Mar serving to Jake Bredenbeck. It's 12-10. That timeout doing Bredenbeck some good. The statistics are on his side. He gets the side out. This reach from Bredenbeck keeps it up. Definitely on the defensive. Nice shot from Mar. Such control from the young player out of Chihuahua. Good reaction from Bredenbeck. Mar puts it away in the front corner. Look at that reach and control from Mar. 13-10. Sorry, it's game point, match point, 14-10. And Mar ends it on that smooth backhand into the corner. 15-10 in game 2, 15-14 in game 1. Props to Jake Bredenbeck for fighting through that injury, and Mar for showing such control. That means Mar will be moving on to the semifinals tomorrow.